Yo, 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 what it do, what it do? Hard pass crew. We back. How's everybody doing today? What's going on, Rim Breezy? How you living, Holmes? Why you looking like a Jedi up in this motherfucker?
It's chilly, bro. It's cold out here in South Carolina, bro. I can't afford the heat. It's not paying the bill.
The heat. How you been, man?
Bro, I've been living life, same shit, different day.
Coming on the house.
How about you, bud? How's life out in on the big AZ, bud?
I've been real busy, and a lot of shit been going on. You know, Christmas time's always just hectic as hell.
Always crazy.
And Camille, tomorrow, she walks. Shout out, Camille. She walks with her masters.
Let's go.
So we have been doing that. We had her celebration this past week. But yeah, man, just kind of been busy and plodded along. What's up, Alan? How you doing, brother? Remy slaps.
I'm gonna fight him.
Oh my God, are you Caleb Williams?
No, that's just an Alan Goodman joke. Whoa! It's cold, dude.
I heard he looks like Alan Goodman.
37 degrees. I'm just a little chilly, dude.
I heard he looks like Alan Goodman. I don't know.
No.
Well, we've had a lot of shit go on. The NFL world is the crazy that it is. We have, of course, the baseball lockout continues, and stuff. So we have a little college basketball, less hair.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Alan, put that back up. Put that back up. Look at Alan's head in that picture.
Who's the guy next to Alan?
Dude.
Dang, look at all that hair.
Look at all that hair.
But yeah,
I guess Alan threw the cat out of the bag. I might as well do the big reveal.
Let's see it.
The headband's not going anywhere, baby. I'm keeping the headband on.
Damn,
the headband stays, baby.
He got a different headband on this time.
Bro.
Let me see what the back of that head look like.
Bruh.
Give me a little spin. Oh my God, Remy. Bro. I think that was your last big grow.
It's all gone, dude.
Dude, put that headband back on.
That thing don't do me no favors right there, does it?
That widow's peak is... Yeah, that widow's peak is gnarly, bro.
Nah, bro. That's just designer, dude. I told him to cut it like this. I said, take a little off the top.
Make you feel real bad? Here you go. I just got my hair cut, too. Look at all this hair.
I don't think I'm ever cutting it again.
For the people in the back, that Mom always said, if I wore a hat, I would go bald. Never happened. So I guess you never can say never, but
I gotta start wearing a hat more often, I guess.
It's going gray for sure. But yeah, man, just kind of chilling. I heard y'all had a big cookout over at Allen's. Allen whipped up a 7-course meal.
Alan did it big. Kirsten did it big this weekend. Big celebration for her this past weekend.
Shout out
little
Kirsten.
sis.
She graduated. Well, she's now a nurse, right?
Yeah, finished the nursing program, dude. Super educated.
Damn.
Take this off. It's freaking hot in here.
Damn, we getting old, bro.
Bruh, I don't want to talk about that shit, bro.
Damn, we getting old, bro.
Kirsten's super educated.
Shout out Jake. Remy, no.
I know, dude. My one supporter, Jake. Dude, I'm sorry, man.
Bro, your widow's peak is even crooked, bro.
Bro, that's because I'm tilted, dog. I'm tilted, bro.
Your shit looking like Jake's. OG Jake's before he cut it all the way off.
Bro.
Jake shit was fading all the way back. Man had an arrow on the top of his head. Looked like Airbender.
Bruh. This shit look good, dog. What you talking about?
Shout out Jake in the building. Appreciate you stopping by. Sorry, you're just kind of just rambling on here. Kind of getting warmed up. We got, it's been a little while. South Carolina basketball is currently beating Allen University. 55-25. Allen's currently 0-8. It looks like their tallest guy on their team is like 6'2". I'm sorry, Jake. That was a little harsh.
Welcome to the live, Jake. I don't know how many of these you've been in, but
welcome
to the show.
Welcome to the show. When you show up, we just rip you. So we have some. What do you want to start? We'll start with a little NBA talk.
Well, the
just
big
happened.
news, that just happened.
Steph Curry drained a 28-footer and broke Ray Allen's 3-point record. We all knew it was going to happen.
I mean, greatest shooter of all time. It's not even close.
Yeah, he's going to put that record out of reach for sure.
It's wild. I mean, he did it in just like a little over half the amount of games it took Ray Allen to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think Steph's game, he's going to play until he's 40. So
yeah, he can shoot the hell out of the ball.
He'll be able to shoot until he can't walk. So that record is going to be real tough to come close to. You would think maybe Clay, before all the injuries, would have had a chance. Buddy Hield, I think, is on pace, but that's because Steph's didn't really take off until a couple years into his career. I don't know, man. That record.
Steph also didn't play it. He missed the whole year.
He missed a year. He also played 4 years in college. So I think the one thing is the fact that he is already 33 years old, I think. So, age isn't on his side for that matter. But
let's just say he's going to play at a high level till he's 36, 37. Yeah. So at least 3 or 4 more years of high level, him making crazy amount of threes a year.
Yeah, but he just created a whole new generation of kids that are only shooting threes. So some 18-year-old kid's going to join the league one day and just be a sharpshooter, shoot nothing but threes his whole career. So
I think the thing that made him special was how he, a lot of times he does work a lot of off ball to be a point guard, but I mean he just pulls up from anywhere.
Yeah, I mean limitless.
He'll shoot 14 threes in a game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, he doesn't.
It ain't nothing.
he just fires it. And I'll tell you this. Back when it was constantly LeBron taking on the Warriors in the finals, I will say that the amount of just nerves I had every time Steph Curry shot the ball, I just assumed it.
I didn't have nerves. I just knew it was going in.
Yeah, it was just well, he's going to make that. So
the problem with those Warriors is when Andre Iguodala and Draymond Green and those turds start hitting, you're like, yeah, you just can't beat
That's a
team.
problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to live with those.
LeBron did beat that team, and then they went and got KD. So, but we're not here to talk about the Warriors dynasty or LeBron James, really.
Big ups, though, to Steph. That's big ups. Massive.
Mad respect, game. Respect his game for sure. LeBron got a triple-double, last night? Was it night before?
It might have been. I think it was
last night. I think
2 nights ago because I was reading about it yesterday. Yeah,
it was 2 nights ago. The Hawks lost. They were up 18 or something in the fourth quarter, and they lost to the Rockets.
It's been a rough year for y'all.
Yeah, it's been a weird year for a lot of teams.
The entire NBA really
so far, and so the Hawks had so much depth, and then they had no depth. We've on a stretch now where Bogey's out, of course, old buddy's out again, and then Cam was out with a messed up wrist for a while, so we didn't have any wing play at all. Warriors are good. The Cavs are surprisingly good.
Cleveland Cavaliers are 17-12. They are 3 games out of first place in the Eastern Conference. What?
Yeah, I don't know how long that can stand up. The Suns are good.
This is without Colin Sexton for that team of 7-footers that is somehow winning all of these games. I don't understand it. I'm at a loss for words as to how Cleveland is as good as they are.
Yeah, I don't know how long that's going to hold up. Like I said, Trailblazers suck.
Trailblazers suck.
I think it's time for Dame to get out of there.
I mean, you gotta think but they're not hyping it though. They're not talking about it. It's not. They are saying he's not touchable. You cannot get him off of the team. I'm shocked that he's not come out and been like, bro, we tried, we failed.
It's time.
Yeah, it's time.
I don't know. I think the closer we get to the deadline, the maybe some shit will pick up. They're waiting to see if they can turn it around. But what's the point of turning around this team? It's not a good team.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're not a
Like
championship contending team. So
no, it's time to It's time to break it all down. When Dame goes, all of them go. The whole team needs to get dismantled and restart anew. Even though tanking in the NBA is ugly, bro. Like
it really is.
it's
How many
ugly.
draft picks do the Thunder have in the next 4 years? Like
God,
20 something.
insane amount, which they need. It.
They can't. I mean, they can't even field. You can't even have that many people on a roster. You have to draft a bunch of Europeans.
Gilgeous Alexander, I think, will get traded for a pretty penny too. They've been shopping him around for a little while. He's a good player.
Eventually, you got to quit trading everybody though.
Or you can be like Timberwolves, trade nobody, always get a high draft pick,
and still suck
average. Even though they're 12 and 15, they're not as bad as they once was. But I mean, like
they still ain't that good.
They still not good. Nah, they're not good.
Not with the like. They have a talented
the Pacers
three.
Suck.
The Pacers are weird. That team has a lot of talent on them for them to be that bad.
I think they'll end up trading the center this year.
There's been a lot of talks of one of the two big men going, and the fact that Sabonis' name has been getting thrown out there.
Sabonis is a baller,
bro. I mean, if somebody could go get Sabonis, that dude is a monster. But yeah, his name's been getting thrown out.
Sabonis is like the poor man's Joker.
Yeah, he's
very good with the ball. Can shoot. Now he's developed a 3-pointer.
Yeah,
he's a 3-point jump shot. I watched him the other day. He's really good. It's just the Pacers suck. The Sixers are just treading water. They've been wrecked with injuries and COVID shit, and of course, they have a guy on the team that's a max contract player who's never going to play for them ever again. So
the trade talks picked back up earlier this week. Talks that something may be imminent, but nothing's materializing. They keep saying they want a top 25 player back in return, and no one's balking at the asking price. No one is.
Why would you? I mean, no one's pressing to get Ben Simmons right now. Think about it, because it's going to take. If you trade for Ben Simmons right now, he's not in basketball shape. There's no way. When's the last time he played basketball? Other than just shooting in the gym.
I mean, none of the fourth quarters last year in the playoffs, so he didn't play any of those.
What's going on with your Lakers?
I mean, figuring it out.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. It's the not
Anthony Davis is trash.
Bro, Anthony Davis is maddening. And the fact that just stop jump shooting. Stop jump shooting. You're so big and so athletic. Stop jump shooting. You saw the statistics, the spread on his shot chart. If he jump shoots, it's awful. His percentages are terrible, and he just settles for it. I don't get that. The fit with LeBron and Westbrook is still a work in progress. I mean, when LeBron plays, they're 10-6, so a healthy LeBron clearly means a lot. But I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I think they're finally starting to hammer down some sort of a rotation. But I've said it all along. They've got too many people on that team, too many actual players on that team. They've got to settle in to like a core 8 players and run with that.
Some trade interest getting picked up for was Horton Tucker or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Taylor Horton Tucker.
Yeah,
a lot of people like him. I mean, to me, he's a solid role player. I mean, he's still young. He's still like 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't see a day where he's ever like a star,
Okay.
But I think he's very much like what Caruso was for them the last couple of years, a good bench guy that can come in and bring some like energy. I mean, he's got some value, but it's one of those things where the Lakers, I think, really, really like Taylor Horton Tucker and would not trade him unless it was to get like a legit star.
So what do you think's going to end up happening when they fire Frank? I don't know.
Lakers, dude. I mean, if they don't go on a run,
yeah,
at some point he's gone.
Did the Sixers just hold on to Ben Simmons this year? and just waste a year of Joel Embiid?
They can't. Embiid's too good, and clearly, like, the injuries with him are going to become, like, as he gets older, they're going to wear him down. You've got to try and, like, make the most of this while you can. Embiid is too good to just waste a year. The Sixers organization here, I don't understand. I don't understand the motive. You got to find, because right now Ben Simmons is bringing you nothing. He is giving you nothing. And if you can trade him for a package of players or something that will bring you anything, you got to do it. Because if not, you're just going to, like you said, you're going to sit here, you're going to waste a year of prime Joel Embiid, and you just can't afford to do that. Because who knows? I mean, Embiid is a great basketball player, but if those
he's
almost
unstoppable. To be honest with you,
yeah. But
nobody can stop Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid stops Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
he gets tired and he takes jump shots in the fourth quarter. But I mean, that's because he has to carry a lot of the team.
But how long is Joel Embiid's prime? How much longer are we going to sit here and be like, yeah,
Neil, what do you think?
4 years?
How much longer do you think we give prime Joel Embiid? You're a Sixers fan, but I don't know, man. You have the Sixers fans that are just, like, fuck him. I hope we don't trade Ben Simmons. I hope we just keep him and let him rot. Here we go. Let's throw this up here and see what he has to say. There's more. I watched the process Sixers and my stomach turns watching every game now. The process is
Sixers
over.
fan. I'm not even a Sixers fan, and I feel that. It's crazy. It's crazy because they went through all that. The Sixers fans went through all of that stuff for years to try and build this team. And, like, hindsight, most of it didn't work. Embiid worked, and Simmons, you can say to an extent, worked. But you're talking Nerlens never panned out to be what you expected. Jaleel never panned out to be what you expected. Markelle Fultz forgot how to play basketball. Like, Saric was a good player, but they had to cut him or trade him off because you can't have but so many big men on the court. So it's weird. Like, I don't know, man. I want to see him do well. I feel like the year with Jimmy Butler, I felt like that was the year.
That was the year.
Slipped away with just that ridiculous shot by Kawhi Leonard.
Double, triple bounce dink thing.
But yeah, I mean, it's tough.
What I'm saying is
so damn good.
It's their job to maximize their roster. It's the GM's job to want to get the best out of this team. Not to be stubborn and be like, we're not going to trade them unless we get blah, blah, blah. You're not doing your job.
Yep. You're just not doing it. And so one of the things that I saw, and this was an interesting one, and I don't know if it's the Sixers, but the Kings apparently are looking to package Marvin Bagley and Buddy Hield together in a trade. So I don't know if that's where the Sixers go, but that's two pretty talented players that you could get back in return.
Yeah. I think also some stuff to look out for is if the Hawks don't turn it around, they're going to combine some of their depth for us. They're going to go try to get a player.
Yeah.
I think that, we'll see, because right now it's just not really all fitting together. We see how talented Trae Young is and stuff, but Trae Young, by the way, leads the league in points. He has the most 30-10 games in the league. And he's going to be an all-star, but we've been sucking. I'll take it as I keep saying the Buddy Hield level of player is what you're going to have to settle for. The CJ McCollum level player is what you're going to have to settle for. And CJ McCollum's a good player. Like, there's guys out there that would make the team better. Not only including you're getting rid of that contract.
Yeah. I agree.
Where you can free up some money to try to get somebody to come play with Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has pull in the league. He's MVP type player,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would imagine people want to play, like, especially if you look at CJ McCollum right now and how miserable it must be in Portland. Be like, yo, you want to come play with Embiid in Philadelphia and have a chance to make a run in the East? Hell yeah, for sure. I don't want to sit here.
They still have Tybal. They still have, they have great point guard depth now.
I don't want to sit here in Portland and keep sucking. losing all these damn
That's another thing.
games.
It's like you look at the Sixers and they have that young kid. You know, the young point guard they've kind of handed the
Maxey.
reins over to Maxey. He's a baller.
Yeah. They've
But
got pieces.
They have pieces. Like Curry, he's a baller.
But it's just like you said, you've got this massive weight weighing you down, just sitting on your at home, not even on your bench, just sitting at home.
Right. We'll see. We'll end up seeing how that works out. I mean, it's tough to talk about regular season basketball.
How concerned are you with Zion Williamson? Another delay in his recovery.
Out of 10, I'd probably say it's an 8. And the only reason why I'd say it's an 8 is because we know how great he could be.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had that kind of broken foot thing. And if you don't let it heal right, and he's a big boy like me, I'm not trying to compare me to Zion by any means. I'm just saying that shit don't never get away. Like, it's going to be sore for a long time.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you and Zion are pretty close from an athleticism standpoint.
I mean, yeah, I'd be banging.
I've seen you free throw dunk before.
Yeah,
once
for
or
sure.
twice. I mean, we are a little bit older.
I got a way better jumper than Zion, so I'm not even worried about that.
We are probably about 10 years, 11 years his senior. So, back when you were 21, 22.
I know you're a big Zion guy. What's your
out of 10? About
it. Out of 10. Really?
I just don't think he wants to play. I don't think he wants to play for that organization.
I don't blame him.
I really don't. And I mean, the foot injuries, it's a thing because he is a bigger dude. But I mean, honestly, take all the time in the world you want to heal. They're not making the playoffs. That's a terrible team. So heal up. I don't know how far away are we from his free agency? After next year.
Just keep eating Doritos next year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too stressed, bro. I watched that man. I watched him just dominate the league last year at 19 years old. It was stupid. So I mean, once he's healthy,
I'm just saying though, he has missed more games than he's played.
Oh, I know, and it is what it is. I think. Like I said, I don't
talent-wise, I'm not doubting his talent. I mean, we all know how great he is as a basketball player. But
I don't know if it's one of those things where like his foot's really hurt, or it's like, bro, I don't want to be in New Orleans. My foot hurts.
I mean, I guess, but eventually you got to play the game, bro.
I know. He'll be back. He'll be fine.
He still has holes in his game, big holes.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, he's definitely not here for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
But
my man will probably be done playing by the time he's 32. By the time he's my age, he's probably done. His body just can't.
So knowing what you know now, would you rather have Zion or would you rather have Ja?
Zion. And Ja's a baller. Ja is a absolute
He's probably going to get in the playoffs again.
Well, yeah, he's on a better team. They're winning games without him. They're out there winning basketball games without Ja Morant. The Pelicans, they are bad with Zion. They're awful without him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd take Ja Morant right now.
I mean, Ja's hurt too.
Yeah,
Ja's been hurt.
But guess what? Ja's probably gonna come back.
Yeah, because he wants to play in Memphis.
Exactly.
Put Zion in New York, and I guarantee you that foot feels fine.
Somebody get Ja on the phone. Remember the old Dave Chappelle skit? Yeah. I don't want to dance. I'm scared to death. Somebody, we need to get Ja. Ja, what do you think about this? Hilarious. So we're gonna go over to. You want to do NFL now or at the end? We're not gonna stay long in any of these topics. We're only gonna run about an hour because I have some stuff I have to go do. But
I don't know how many people we've got in here, but I know a couple of people in particular I invited in here to have a conversation about what happened in Columbia, South Carolina last night.
Okay. So let's just talk about some college stuff. So first off, since we've been on, Bryce Young has been named the Heisman. And I'm not playing FIFA, Neil. Thanks very much. Bryce Young got named Heisman. Do you think that was earned? I mean, I think he was the best player.
I don't think it was even close.
I think he's good.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at the numbers and like they had that 1 week where CJ Stroud passed him as the favorite, and I was like, how? Like Bryce Young that week put up 550 passing yards and 7 touchdowns. Like, how did anyone pass him? If you look at his numbers are actually better than Tua. Now you have to kind of take that with a little bit of a grain of salt, and the fact that Tua never played a fourth quarter, I don't think so. No, I think Bryce Young clearly deserved the Heisman.
You just missed NBA talk, so you're getting here just in time.
Just in time for football, college football.
So, our last recording, we did our picks for the game. Oregon, Utah. I can't remember. Did you write these picks down? These college picks? Probably not. Utah beat the shit out of Oregon again, and they just dominated them. And I was on Friday for the Pac-12 championship. Alabama, Georgia. I picked Georgia. You picked Alabama. I remember this one. It turned out to be a one-way street. I don't think
shellacking.
I don't think Georgia can beat Alabama. Just sheer as you look at the two quarterbacks matched up against each other, one's just vastly superior. One will go win you the game.
My Bryce Young moment. Stetson Bennett eating a snap in the face.
Oh yeah.
It was hilarious. Like, that's what happens when you have a kicker at quarterback. He hit the ball, hit him in the face, and almost knocked him down.
Bryce Young made that vaunted Georgia defense look very human.
Bro, they put
400, 3 tutties. That one wide receiver is just running free.
Bro, he's good, isn't he?
Williams,
Jamison Williams,
dude, he is good.
Bro,
he's fast too.
Number 1 wide receiver in the draft, Jamison Williams. That kid's a monster.
He's a monster. Iowa, Michigan. Michigan ended up thumping the hell out of Iowa.
Yeah, it was ugly.
42-3. We kind of predicted some upsets. Nothing really happened in the top 4. It shook out. Cincinnati beat the shit out of Houston. Well, they win by 15. Oklahoma State actually lost to Baylor in a weird game. Oklahoma State literally came inches away from winning that football game.
Wild ending.
Pretty wild. It was a great football game. That's for sure. Pittsburgh went on to beat Wake Forest pretty good in the ACC. Congratulations, Pitt. They have a really good quarterback in that Pickett guy. He's going to go pretty high in the draft. They're predicting him to go like top 20 or so.
What's your thoughts on the fake slide?
It's a Bush League move. It was cool. It was cool. It was one-off thing.
I was not happy because I'm a defensive guy, and it's been my thing this whole time with all this protecting players and all that. Oh, you can't hit them. You can't do anything. I said, well, what happens? What happens if they okie doke you? And sure as shit, that's exactly what happened. My man fake slid. 2 players just stopped playing, and he ran past them for a touchdown. And now they're like, well, we're not supposed to allow them to do that. No shit. It's the same thing with players that are like, one of my least favorite penalties is when a player is running almost like towards the sideline and a defensive player pushes them out of bounds while they're still in bounds. And then they call a penalty for unnecessary roughness. I'm like, bro, he's still in bounds. What happens if he stops, jukes, and house calls it because you gave up? Like, I can't.
Mr. Positive Vibes says, can the Toronto Raptors get better soon? Yeah, we didn't really talk about this.
Is Kawhi Leonard coming back?
Yeah. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me.
It's a tough market, dude. It's one of those things with
you're gonna
Toronto,
have to draft good.
You gotta draft good. You gotta like make sure you gotta hit every little thing right. I mean, I think they nailed it with Fred VanVleet. He's been unbelievable for them. But it's just such a tough market, especially being in Canada. You're not going to really get a lot of big marquee free agents. You got to pick and choose. You got to hope maybe somebody gets thrown on the trade market, kind of like how you did with Kawhi. You go in and sneak them in there for a year, if you build it up right. I think it's going to still take a while. I think, honestly, a little bit of trying to trust Pascal Siakam to be your star was a little bit of a mistake. I think he's good. He's not great. And I don't think he's one of those guys that people around the league look at, like you said, with Embiid. I don't think people are looking around being like, yo, I hope to get to play with Pascal Siakam one day.
Right.
So
I think he's tough. They have a solid team, but no like superstars. So
yeah,
it's gonna be tough. But appreciate you stopping by and checking us out. We're
Yeah, man.
always answer your questions.
Always. Even if we have to change topics.
Yeah, we'll audible. This is what this is for. This whole live is we kind of have a little bit of a path we're gonna take, but we will stop dead in our tracks to answer any questions. That's for sure. And so we move on to the big news.
Wait a minute. Before we move on to that, did they get the Final Four right in college football? In your opinion, is the Final Four right?
I think it should be 8. But yes, I think.
Well, I mean, 4. Yes, I do too. I think it should. I think it should be as many as you want it to be. But as far as the 4 teams that they got in, did they get it right?
Teams.
I think
so. I don't think anybody got snubbed. You're starting to look at 2 lost teams trying to get in and stuff. I think they had it right.
Yeah,
but I think there's some 2 lost teams that would have gave these boys hell.
I'm so glad Cincinnati got in. We finally get to see what a team like that can do. And unfortunately, the NCAA hates them and is like, here's Alabama. Enjoy.
Yeah, but Cincinnati has a first-round quarterback and a first-round cornerback. Like, they have talent.
Yeah.
So, but
they're just going to get their shit pushed.
Yeah, Alabama's quarterback. I mean, he's good, bro. Like, he is.
They really did lose. Good. Alabama did lose that other receiver, Mechie, however you say his name.
Georgia shouldn't be in. I don't know, man. They was dominant all year. You got to roll with them. They was undefeated going into last season. There's no 2-loss team better than Georgia.
Yeah. There's no 2-loss team better than Georgia.
No. But I will say that that Clemson win 10-7 was what a snoozer.
Ugly.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, though, Ohio State, all these other teams had their chance. They lost. So what if Cincinnati pulls like Ohio State did Alabama a few? I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen. It's just, dude, it's tough to bet against a Heisman winner and Nick Saban.
I mean, to me,
it's going to be a good ball game, though. I think it's going to be a good ball game.
I think Cincinnati winning would be massive for college football. I just don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I think it would be huge if one of these underdog schools like this could come down and take out Goliath. I think it would be amazing for college football. But it's just going to be tough, man.
We all remember the Boise State-Oklahoma game.
One
of the greatest football
favorite college football game. Got to watch. It was unbelievable.
I think my favorite college football game that didn't involve South Carolina is any one of them that involved Colt Brennan in Hawaii.
They were, I mean,
like when Hawaii played like those top-rated guys, they were those games
electric.
Were fun. I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, I was a big Hawaii fan, and that was before Colt Brennan was there. When they had the guy who had all the passing records and stuff before
Tommy
that,
Chang.
I was a big Hawaii fan. Like, I watched all their games. I stayed up late because they didn't play till midnight our time. They had the dreadheads and wide receiver. I used to like Hawaii, but yeah. So Statue of Liberty for sure. But yeah, so we're gonna go on to the big news, and it's recruiting season. It's talking season. It's recruiting season, and by the grace of God, somehow South Carolina 6-6. We're going to the Mayo Bowl to play North Carolina. We're probably going to lose that game. Caleb, you're here just in time, buddy.
Just in time.
We just kind of talked to the NBA and we kind of recapped some college scores. But the big news got to be South Carolina, and it kind of shocked the world. They had a seismic shake coming from OU, and South Carolina got Spencer Rattler, former 5-star, top 20 player in the country, Heisman favorite last year. OU, he's transferring to University of South Carolina. I can't believe it. And we also got Austin Stogner, who is a monster. Last year, his stats did not give him any justice because he was coming back from his knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
We also got him, and it's the name of the game now, baby. You can flip a roster in no time. Transfer you, aka South Carolina. That you got to flip rosters now.
Yeah.
And we were so talent deprived. I mean, our best quarterback was we also got Blanton and Barnum. Those are 2 giant linebacker pools. One of them we went to Mississippi and got. Very surprising on that one. And the other one, everything was saying he was going to commit. He's like a top 100 player out of Maryland. Everybody saying he was going to go to Maryland, and he at last minute. So apparently, he was heavy South Carolina lean, and then Maryland coach came in and flipped him, right? So Maryland flipped him, and then he didn't answer his phone for 3 hours. South Carolina got him back on the phone, talked him back off the ledge, and then he went and committed to South Carolina. That's what the reports are. South Carolina's class is trending upward. We're top 15 in the country now, pretty much. It's just shows you how hard that they've been recruiting for a team that's not good. I mean, we were not good. We were literally some of the worst football games that you've ever witnessed in your life for this year. Go watch the Troy game.
Shane train, baby. So, because I've had this conversation with a couple of our friends, how hype are you? How excited are you?
I think if we figure out, there's a lot of shit we got to figure out away from talent wise, and we got to figure out our offensive coordinator situation. That was terrible. We also need to figure out we needed a new offensive line coach because the offensive line, it was hilariously bad. Fix those two giant issues, which are they're giant, and I think this team could win 8 or 9 ball games next year.
So I was getting a lot of flack from a couple of our friends, Jake, Tyler, and Alan, because I didn't immediately jump on we're going undefeated. No. Spencer Rattler's winning the Heisman. No. We're going to do all these great things. Because at the end of the day, he is a massive, massive upgrade at the position. I mean, literally, we go from a coach that decided to play football again and a transfer from St. Francis to...
Now, let's remember, Spencer Rattler was projected number 1 overall pick in the draft.
Yes. And he is, like I said, a massive upgrade from that because he is a 5-star guy who all the talent in the world. But at the end of the day, I think kind of what you were pointing at, the bigger issues are going to be the offensive coordinator and the offensive line play and the pieces that we put around that. Because if we can't block anybody, it doesn't matter how good Spencer Rattler is. If we call terrible offensive plays all game, it doesn't matter how electric he can be.
What I will say, Remy, is we have a quarterback who knows how to play the position now, at least. Who can throw timing routes, who could throw an 8-yard out route, who could throw the deep seam, who could make all the throws. Okay, so we check that off. We still have so many other holes, talent-wise, blocking, scheme.
My concerns also stem from how he played this year at Oklahoma. I mean, the year before, he was very impressive. This year, he didn't impress me. He didn't impress me at all. We're talking about a guy that came into the season as the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy and be the number 1 overall pick in the NFL. And he got benched twice for a true freshman quarterback. He had more talent at Oklahoma and a better staff and a better run offense than what he will have at South Carolina.
Yeah.
And he did not perform. And while, like I said,
his stats weren't great, but their whole team failed to do anything.
But I mean, Caleb Williams outperformed him drastically. I mean, because I looked it up, it was 18 touchdowns to 4 picks for Caleb Williams, and I think 11 to 5 for Spencer Rattler.
But I'm not here to say that he's better. I think he's still a better football player than Caleb Williams. I think we all were hyped on Spencer Rattler. You take sophomore slumps, you struggle. Everybody could eventually struggle.
But I'm just my concerns are.
I think my concerns is not with him as a football player.
Yeah, listen.
My concerns are him as
there. Who's
him as a human being.
Ball to next year?
I think just him. He just needs to come in, grind his butt off, figure it out. I'm not sitting here going to tell you that we're going to win, blah blah blah, win the SEC East. We're going to do crazy shit. He is the start of something at South Carolina. He's not the answer.
To me, I think that's the bigger thing. To me, pulling a guy like him is the start of something for the next couple of years. I don't think Spencer Rattler, like you said, I don't think he's what wins us the SEC East. We ain't winning the East just because we got Spencer Rattler. Now, it does feel good going in knowing we have a quarterback. We already know we've got a quarterback. Boom. We know that position's set.
We know he's a 1-year rental. We understand this.
We get
what
that.
I'm saying is I need everybody in chat to take a deep breath and understand that this is the college football landscape now. And you don't have to sit here and look at a roster and go, in 4 years, this team's going to be good anymore. That is no longer a thing. You flip programs in a year. You flip them with transfer portals. You flip them with having a base good recruiting class, keeping your good players, and going out and getting some guys. And I don't know. I'm hyped about it. I am. I'm not gonna lie. Because watching South Carolina, but I come back to coaching. I'm not sold on this coaching staff.
If Marcus Satterfield's still the offensive coordinator, I don't think it makes that big a difference. I just don't. The play calling was so bad. In our offensive line, you pointed it out to me so many times last year. It was scheme issues. It wasn't talent issues along the offensive line. We had talented football players on our offensive line. Why the hell they all were huddled on top of each other, I don't know. I can't answer those questions.
Yeah.
So those are the changes that need to be made for me. If those things happen, if Satterfield's gone and we bring in another guy, God, please, a guy that's actually competent at the job, then I'm excited.
Because I will tell you this. We've been in this situation. Muschamp was a good recruiter. We had good players. He recruited good players.
That's what I made that point. I made that point this morning when I was talking to those guys. I said, as great as Spencer Rattler is, that's exactly it. Talent to me, it's like that's why J.C. Horn dominated every game, right? Because he was so good. No, he didn't dominate most of his football games when he was here at South Carolina. We all saw the talent. We knew it was there. The coaching didn't put him in a position to succeed. The NFL scouts looked at that kid and went, that kid is a supremely talented football player. We know we don't see it on tape every single week, and that's why he was the first defensive player taken in the draft. So that's why I still hold back a little bit. We got to put Spencer Rattler in the right positions to succeed, and then I'll be hyped when I see it happen on the field.
But you got to say, what a get. I mean, you say all that.
It's huge for the program.
It's huge for the program. I mean, we're a bottom dweller in the SEC. We haven't beat Kentucky in God knows how many years.
That's what I was about to exactly say that. If Spencer Rattler comes in and beats Kentucky, that's my Super Bowl, bro. Just beat Kentucky for me. Can we please beat them?
I just think that
not asking much.
South Carolina has a good base, and
it's heading in the right direction. You talked about the recruiting class overall, not even including the transfers. It's like that's massive. That's what's gonna dig us out of this hole. But like I said, I don't know what next year entails.
It's hard for me to gauge. I just know that our offense was not good. I don't care how bad a talent, but the talent was bad. The talent is not there, but we still do we're supposed to have a good offensive line. We had a good offensive line the year before. We're supposed to have a stable of running backs.
Josh Van played like he belonged on Sundays.
Josh Van, by the way, who reports are he's coming back.
He needs to. It's not a good year to go out as a wide receiver.
But real quick, we did say we would stop in our tracks, and we're going to stop right here. We have a question coming in from It's Bleezy. Appreciate you checking us out. Hitting that subscribe button while you're here. Question topic: are the Jaguars and Lions in the same boat coaching-wise? Who's the better team? Who's the better all-firing the head coach right now?
I think they couldn't be farther apart coaching-wise. I really don't think they could be farther apart. I think Dan Campbell is a great coach. I think he does the best he can. I honestly think the Lions have a worse roster than what the Jaguars have. I think he inherited a worse situation.
1,000%. They're not even close.
I think his players care about him.
Yeah. Jacksonville is probably, I don't know, they're in a weird situation. I think they should fire their coach this year. He looks like he doesn't want to be there. They have some talent. Urban Meyer's a soulless human being. They have a good young quarterback. You don't want to ruin him by having a bad coaching staff. They have defensive talent. Like, they have some pass rushers. They have defensive talent. They have a good running back. They have talent. Their team is pitiful. Flip it on the. Go look at the Lions. The Lions, who you don't even know who any of these players are in their skill positions.
They brought in Jared Goff, which we already know what Jared Goff is.
A game manager.
They have DeAndre Swift at running back. I think is a good running back for you to try and build around. They're working on the offensive line. Outside of that, what do you have?
They have a really good. They had a really young, good corner who tore his Achilles. T.J.
Hawkinson at the tight end position is a good young piece, but outside of that, you're looking at the entire defense pretty much has to be rebuilt, and the skill positions on offense have to be completely rebuilt outside of running back and tight end.
I think
their wide receiver core is terrible.
I think the Lions have the guy for the job. It's going to be a big culture flip.
I like Dan Campbell.
It's a talent flip. It's a culture flip.
The only thing that scares me is the NFL is such a quick turnaround league that I don't know if they'll give him the time he needs to actually turn it around there. But I will say that the biggest difference for me is the Lions care about their coach. The Lions, I think, will fight tooth and nail to win football games for that head coach, and I think it's the exact opposite in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
the players are done with Urban Meyer already. Literally all this stuff, I don't know if you read all this stuff that came out about James Robinson last week. It's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. They just benched him. They benched him, and when they talk about it, they're like, oh, well, he was hurt. We didn't want to, put him back out there to get re-injured. Well, then they put him back in with 30 seconds left to run the clock out and handed him the ball instead of kneeling it. So if you're worried about him being hurt, why are you giving him the ball to run the clock out? They benched him for 20 plays because he fumbled, and then they put Carlos Hyde in, who then also fumbled, and they benched him for only 7 plays. Urban Meyer is a joke at that position. Urban Meyer will go down as one of the greatest college coaches of all time, and he needs to stay there. He's also not scummy ready for this. This is not his area. It's just like Nick Saban when he came to the NFL. It's not there. You don't just bring all the best players in and year out. You have to actually build something, and it's just not meant to be. I think Urban's gone. There's just no way they stick with Urban after this.
Yeah. So we'll kind of go over quickly hit the high notes in the NFL before we get out of here. We're going to try to keep this one to an hour. Appreciate everyone stopping by, hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell all your friends about us. Please do.
I lost all my hair because of this.
Okay, so ugly. I'm telling you. I'm just kidding. All right, so we're gonna go over some NFL stuff. We're gonna kind of the playoff picture shaking up. Matt Beard in the house. The Remy come to AZ. What's up, Matt? Appreciate you stopping by. Look at him. He shaved his head. He's ready to go, man. He's joining the Army.
Yeah, I had to keep. Army.
He joined the Army. But the Panthers suck. We fired Joe Brady. We talked about that. Now we're talking about Sam Darnold coming back and playing quarterback. The Panthers are in a free fall. We are terrible. This sucks because our defense is good. It's one of the better defenses in the league. Offense is trash.
Matt, no, you missed it. I didn't break the headband streak.
No, he had it on before. He needs to put it back on, though. I agree. Look at that big old head. But I think Matt Rule ends up going. I think we're going to end up. I know you can't hear anything I'm saying right now, so I'm just going to wait. I think we end up firing Matt Rule. He's terrible. The coward that is Matt Rule. COVID is just running free in the NFL right now,
bro. What is going on? And the NBA.
Yeah, NBA too.
NBA and the NFL right now.
Yeah,
COVID
it's running rampant.
The Dolphins don't have a running back this week. We have one running back on the active roster. It's Duke Johnson.
Oh my God! So who y'all got this week?
The Jets. So I mean,
it
should be okay. But
so how about the Chiefs? They're back.
Chiefs are back.
So who's your better teams in the league at this point?
The Patriots.
There's a lot of muddled up teams.
Dude, if you look at it, it was wild. I was looking at the standings in the AFC. If you look at the AFC, Miami's sitting at 6-7, and we're literally third to last. The only 2 teams in the AFC with a worse record than us are the Texans and the Jaguars. And the Jets, fourth worst in the league. Everyone else is right there, 6-7, 7-6, 6-1. So it's pretty muddled up in the in both leagues, really, in that little middle tier wild card hunt. The better teams, I think New England is there. New England has made it. I don't know what's wrong with
Rams. Big one of the Cardinals.
Massive win. I don't know what's wrong with Buffalo. I don't know what happened to Buffalo. This is not what I was expecting out of them this year.
They don't run the ball, dude.
Never
run the football.
Never. I watched that game last week, and I've never been more confused as to why the strategy just was 0 running back runs. Their first handoff to a running back was a fake punt. Was the first rushing attempt that a running back got was a fake punt to Matt Breida. They literally just took it out of the game plan. They only did quarterback runs with Josh Allen, and he got the shit beat out of him. He was so beat up. He's in a walking boot because their offensive game plan was just awful. I mean, he is great, and he can run, but he shouldn't be your primary runner. That was so weird.
The Ravens, that was a weird...
Ravens, I still don't know what the Ravens are, dude. And they're so injured with them losing Marlon Humphrey as well now out for the season. I don't know what the Ravens are, dude. I don't know.
It's going to be like a battle of attrition in a lot of the situations.
So
the Browns, they're trying to bounce back, but like you said, 7-6. They're 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6. You know, that's Colts, Buffalo, Browns, Bengals, Broncos. Then you have the Steelers, and who knows what they are. Nobody knows what the Steelers are.
Can anyone tell me what any of the AFC North is? What is any of the AFC North? Who's the best team in the AFC North? I don't know. I want it to be Cincinnati. I really want it. Dude, I want it to be Cincinnati. But they've lost 2 games in a row they shouldn't have lost.
I'm not gonna say anything, but here's the Dolphins sitting pretty at 6-7. They're hanging around. They could slide in the playoffs. Two a time.
I mean, and we still get rid of them in the offseason. It's already starting again. It's starting back up. Articles, Miami's going to make a push for Deshaun Watson in the offseason. I saw one article. It was the perfect headline that I've ever seen. It said, Tua playing as well as he has and the Dolphins winning games is saving everyone's job but his own. And I'm going to lose my damn mind. But no, I'm not going to sit here because we did start 1-7, which is embarrassing, but we got the Jets. That should be 7-7. Then we get the Saints, who are more beatable than they've been in a long time. The Titans are going to be tough. But without Derrick Henry, they're not the same team. And then the Patriots, which we beat in week 1, but that's not the same Patriots team that is out there right now. So it's going to be real tough. I don't foresee Miami making a playoff push, but I do see them pushing for a 9-8 or whatever finish.
That could get you in.
It could, but
that could get you in because it's how many
7 teams make it. 7 on each side. Yep. So
we'll see.
They're right there, but I don't know. I think the AFC right now, the class of the AFC, if we had to look at it, I think that the Patriots and the Chiefs are the class. If Derrick Henry were healthy, which they're saying he will be back for the playoffs, which could be the biggest difference maker in all of this. Because
the Chargers are good. I like the Chargers.
The Chargers are good. They still do that Chargers thing, though, where sometimes they play down, and I just don't understand it. That team's way too talented to be inconsistent like they are. Blaming Remy. Sure. Well, yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, I think the class is the Patriots, Chiefs. I think the Titans could be right there. I think a lot of those middle tier teams are just not quite there. The Colts are finally what we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the year.
I'll tell you this much, dude. Whoever gets them in the playoffs,
it's going to be tough because Jonathan Taylor in the playoffs is going to be a problem.
It's not a team you want to play. I just think I will say I don't see a giant gap between the top team and the bottom team in this. It's a little bit muddled, and I think anybody can kind of beat anybody. Yeah. I think the best football teams are in the NFC.
Yeah, I think the AFC is a closer race than the NFC. I think the NFC is more top heavy than the AFC is, but I think the AFC is just
I don't
deeper.
know, man. NFC, dude, you look at the NFC, Packers, they're good. Bucks are good. Cardinals are good. Cowboys,
Rams.
Rams are good.
I mean,
I think
yeah,
the 49ers are a problem. I think they could be a bit of a problem.
they could
I
be.
like them.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt.
How
Thank you.
I needed that dub to be on track to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I appreciate it. On a completed that pass to DeAndre Hopkins on the next to last drive. Just a little bullshit pass. Got you the win.
I didn't even check. I didn't even watch the game. I didn't want to. I thought I was going to lose. But you got Washington making a comeback here. You got a couple 6 and 7 teams. Washington, Vikings, Eagles, Falcons, Saints. Those are just not great football teams. I will say Washington, they played the grittiest out of all those guys.
Yeah. It's
they're
like
gonna
I
show
said,
up and play hard.
It's one of those things, just like with the Colts, just like with the Dolphins. Had they not started the season off so bad, like they would be legitimate contending teams. They're so far back that they might make the playoffs and they might give somebody trouble. They might squeeze a win in, but I just can't look at Washington and be like, yeah, they're going to beat the Rams or they're going to beat the Buccaneers. Or they're just not going to.
I'll give you that. Like the Bills could beat anybody.
Yeah.
They could also not be good, you know?
Yeah. So
I'll give you that. I don't know, you still got who you got for your picks for the Super Bowl?
Well, Miami didn't go undefeated like I said we would, so I missed that one.
No, who'd you pick in the AFC?
AFC,
Titans? Did you pick Titans or Chiefs?
I think I had the Titans in there. I'd have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure I had the Titans in there.
I had the Bills.
You did.
I said Bills versus the Rams.
Yep, you said Bills, Rams. I had Titans.
I agree with Matt,
Bucks.
though. I agree, dude. It's tough.
Well, yes.
Tough. We jumped off the train when they lost to the Jets. I'm not gonna lie. We was the conductors.
Bro, you can't lose the Jets. But the Bengals also lost to the Jets, bro.
Yeah.
And I want to like the Bengals. I really do. I want to like the Bengals. You can't lose.
Who do you think's the worst team in the NFL? The Lions? I don't know, dude. Texans are pretty bad.
Texans are really
bad. Pretty bad.
Jacksonville's really bad. Texans. I will say this. I think the Texans are in the worst spot of any of them.
Yeah,
because
they're just fucked.
What do they have? Like we talked about it at the beginning of the year. I still am on board. They need to trade Laramie Tunsil. They need to just hoard draft picks.
What are you talking about? They're about to get 5 picks from Miami.
That is, never mind. You know what? You're right.
They're getting the next 5 first-round picks.
They're getting all of our first-round picks for eternity.
And they're getting Tua.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to, apparently.
Oh, they don't want?
Yeah, I mean, all the reports. Of course, after Tua started playing well, the reports changed to, well, Miami wasn't going to trade Tua. Okay, what we're going to do? We're just going to have Deshaun Watson and Tua be his backup? That makes sense.
We'll take Tua.
5th overall pick. But
you want Cam Newton?
Do I want Cam Newton? No. How bad is your franchise at examining and just like evaluating the quarterback
poverty
position?
Franchise. We're a poverty franchise.
How are you so bad?
Matt Rule is a coward.
This is
Matt Rule's
y'all gave up, and I will scream it at the top of my lungs. And I brought it up during the offseason. I brought it up when the season first began. How much did y'all give up to get Sam Darnold?
A second and a 6th or something.
How much did the Philadelphia Eagles give up to get Gardner Minshew?
Remy, the problem with it is, I'm not even worried about that. The second round, whatever. We immediately signed him to the $15 million extension.
Gave him the deal next year.
What the fuck is wrong with us?
How much did the Eagles give up to get Gardner Minshew?
Gardner Minshew, by the way, shout out Gardner Minshew. If you see that the video of him and his dad,
yes,
celebrating,
who's the better quarterback?
Gardner Minshew.
Exactly. I don't get it. I do not understand.
Who's the more proven player in the NFL?
No one can pelt it into my mind. You cannot make me understand this whole thing of like, oh, well, he was an early draft pick. I don't give a shit. What I've seen on the field is that Gardner Minshew on bad teams has performed well. He almost has a 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. 4-to-1. And Sam Darnold keeps getting jobs. They keep throwing Sam Darnold out there. Literally, y'all gave up a second-round pick, and then you signed him to an extent. They gave him his fifth-year deal. What is going on? I don't understand.
Gardner Minshew's
Literally,
first game for the
literally
Eagles. He goes
balled out.
20 of 25, 242, and 2 tutties.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Literally, the Eagles got Gardner Minshew for what they received trading Joe Flacco away. Are you saying that Gardner Minshew is the same level as Joe Flacco at this time, at this moment?
It is weird how everybody hates Gardner Minshew.
I don't understand it. Go look at the numbers. Look at his career numbers and explain to me how he's still a backup.
He has 63% completion percentage. He's thrown for 5,783 yards. He's 39 touchdowns, 11 picks. With a QBR rating of 94.
On the Jaguars. That was his numbers. The Jaguars benched him last year for a 6th-round draft pick who was awful. Why?
He had 16 touchdowns, 5 picks last year.
Why? Why did he get benched? Why did he get traded? He's better than Trevor Lawrence right now. Trevor Lawrence is a turnover 14, 15 interceptions right now. It's wild to me. I can't understand it. I can't.
Are they going to stick with Gardner Minshew? Are the Eagles going to stick with him? Or
They're not. They're going to run Jalen Hurts out there. Minshew, I think, is a free agent in the offseason. I don't get it. I don't understand. You can't make – it's like I look at these guys like Daniel Jones. I wanted Daniel Jones to be good. I really did. And, I hyped up Danny Dimes as many times as I could. He's just not good. He's just not that good.
Danny Dimes is terrible.
They're going to run him out there. As long as his neck doesn't fall off, they're going to run him out there. They're going to let him keep going out there and being bad for however long because, he was a first-round pick. There's still something there. No, there's not. He's just not that good. I'm sorry.
It is weird that where you got drafted depends on how you get a second job. Where
this is where it came up.
I mean, just take the name away from it, whatever. We've seen with our own eyes Gardner Minshew produce at a high level.
Imagine if the New England Patriots went back to Drew Bledsoe when Tom Brady came in. They were like, well, Tom, sorry, bud, you were a 6th-round pick. Drew's first overall guy. It's his job. We got to give it back to him. That's literally what it seems like to me. It's like we literally, the greatest quarterback of all time was a 6th-round draft pick. It can happen. I mean, it's not common, but it can happen. But we just have these teams that are so infatuated with when you were drafted versus what you actually do on the field.
Dude, I said the same exact thing. He was not good at Duke. Like, we draft quarterbacks that wasn't good in college. It wasn't game changers in college. You expect them to be game changers with a bunch of grown men around them? Trubisky out of North Carolina.
In all fairness, Mitchell Trubisky may be the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah, stop.
It was Matt Nagy's offense. He took him to the playoffs twice.
Matt Nagy is a joke. How does he still have a job?
And put some respect on the MVP, Mitchell Trubisky.
Put some respect on Mighty Mouse. Shout out Mighty Mouse.
Oh my God, dude!
What a game he had the other night.
What a back. I mean, he's been arguably their best player the last 2 games.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much. But yeah, don't you dare disrespect the Nickelodeon valuable player. Get out of here. No, MVP.
I'm just
Mitchell
saying.
Trubisky.
Just because all these idiots drafted got high.
Listen, we've done it for years, and it's part of the issue that I have with the people that knock Tua for, he doesn't have the biggest arm. I don't give a shit if he doesn't have the biggest arm. Who has a big arm? Mitch Trubisky had a big arm. Trash. Paxton Lynch had a big arm. Trash.
When was the last time the Dolphins made the playoffs?
Technically, the last time was Adam Gase's first year. But before that, it was Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington couldn't throw the ball more than 10 yards.
But was a dot. He was a dot. Walking dot.
So, yeah, I mean, it's the whole big arm thing. I think people look at that. I still don't understand how we're not past this with the whole generation of, you got to be 6'5" and be able to throw the ball 75 yards. Like, of course, it's nice, like that throw that Herbert made this week. was just unbelievable.
Bro,
It's just
Herbert's
such an
Herbert's a
unbelievable
different guy,
throw.
though.
But for every Herbert, to me, you look at it, for every Herbert, there's a Jamarcus Russell, there's a Paxton Lynch, there's
I think there's 4 bad ones to 1 good Herbert.
Yeah. So, but also we're to that point now where Russell Wilson's not a big dude. He can go out there and sling it. Drew Brees is not a big dude, and he slung it around more than anybody in the history.
Bro, just stop. Look at the best quarterbacks of all time. What is the thing that connects them all?
They're accurate. They know what to do mentally.
It's their mentals, bro. They can see it happening before it happens. I'm telling you, watch Mac Jones play football, and he understands what he needs to do before the snap.
Yes, he understands the game. And
now, I'm not saying Mac Jones is going to be the Drew Brees, the Peyton Manning, or whatever. It's the difference that's made them that next, 9-4 or whatever, take the next step, is because when he's sitting there looking at a defense, he knows what's about to happen. All the great players, they know what they're about to see.
And they take what's given to them.
Right.
The whole thing that drives me nuts is everyone still knocks, the Dolphins run a bunch of slants and they run a bunch of little short routes and shit like that. It's what's there. If it's open and it's working, why does it matter if it's a short pass?
Right.
If the deep passes aren't working, then why would we run those?
I saw the video of what's his name talking shit about Tua.
Chris Sims, bro. I want to physically fight Chris Sims.
Where do you think Aaron Rodgers goes next year before we start home with Chris Sims?
Has he made up with the Green Bay Packers enough to stay? It all depends on how the playoffs go. I feel like they're going to lose to the playoffs and he's going to get real pissy again and then leave.
Then he's going to go to Denver.
I think Denver. I've said Denver for a while. Denver is clearly an organization that's had success with bringing an older guy in at the end of his career to play quarterback with what they did with Peyton. And I think Denver, I've said it over and over again, is a quarterback away from being a legitimate contending NFL team. I think Denver's the perfect fit. I really do.
I mean, look how bad Teddy Bridgewater is. And they're 7. They're right still,
there. Shit, they're right in the playoff hunt. And
Teddy's
done nothing.
I don't think Pittsburgh. I don't like that. I don't think he wants to be the guy that replaces Big Ben.
Yeah, I think it's more of a situation. He wants to go in and cement his legacy. And, Denver, luckily, I guess, you went
who
from
else
Elway
is a quarterback who has
Peyton.
a good defense, who has good skill position players.
Is it
Carolina
Panthers, who should be all in on Deshaun Watson?
I'm telling you, because if he don't play for another year, we still have Sam Doo-Doo Darnold, who we paid a god amount of money.
Sam Doo-Doo Darnold.
He's going to throw 7,000 picks next year. Matt Rule's going to punt the ball on the 34-yard line because he's a fucking coward. The team's going to suck. Christian McCaffrey's going to play 3 football games. They're going to win those 3 football games. And that's going to be that.
How you feel about Cam? How you feel about Cam?
His arm strength's there. He is not accurate at all. But, what? But
Cam has accuracy issues.
He's had that his whole career.
Call the presses.
I feel bad for him though. I'm not blaming this on Cam Newton. I blame this on the coward that is Matt Rule. He is a coward. He punts the ball on the 34-yard line. I'm done with him. He don't kick long-range field goals. He's a coward. He doesn't go for it on 4th and inches. He makes dumbass calls. Literally, Carolina scored a late touchdown with 4 minutes to go against the Falcons. Down 9. He trots on the offense to go for 2 to make it a 7-point game with 4 minutes to go. We have 3 timeouts. What a dummy. Thank God we got a false start. We kicked the extra point like you're supposed to do to make it a 1-score game. Because the game's just over then if you don't get the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
But our defense didn't cover fucking I don't want to talk about the Panthers.
Like I said, I don't know. There's just something about if Deshaun Watson ever plays football again, which more than likely he will, the Panthers just seem like a fit. It just seems Like, that would make so much sense. But
Come
your
on.
organization refuses. Your organization is so bad at evaluating that position. They would rather run out there with the Teddy Bridgewaters, the Sam Darnolds, bringing back Cam Newton. It's just, and it sucks because y'all are close to being a contending team.
Matty Ice.
But you won't do it.
Don't fucking Matt Ryan. And the Falcons think that they're always going to win the Super Bowl. So they'll never let it go of Matt Ryan.
No.
He's gonna be the quarterback forever there.
I mean, they've put together. They're better than I thought they were going to be, but I still hate watching Matt Ryan play football. It's just uninspiring football, dude. He's so boring. He's slow. He throws ducks. He makes bad decisions, but somehow they keep winning. He throws punts, bro.
He throws punts.
They're winning without Calvin Ridley. They're winning. You know, Julio's gone. They're still somehow.
Who does Carolina get? A pulse? I don't know. I mean, at this point, we're going to have $500 million locked up in our quarterback position. So who the hell knows?
You're real stuck. You're real stuck there.
We don't have an offense coordinator. The offense coordinator used to coach at fucking Baylor now. Of course, we get Baylor guys and Temple guys. Those are the guys that we're going to get forever.
That's what you run with to run your NFL team.
Done. I'm getting this covered up. I'm getting this covered up.
Bro, I got a good one for you right here. You can put one
I don't want the flying whale.
I don't either. I hate it.
I don't want the flying whale through the sun. It makes no sense. But yeah, so it was fun. Hey, Gamecocks are back to being an average
8 wins.
Team. Yeah, 8 wins. I'll take that.
Massive for the program.
Hey, you got to say, though, dude, having a guy like Spencer Rattler to be your play caller is cool. Like, it is cool to say.
Yes. Like, it's I feel so much better than is it Puke Duty's job? Is it Jason Brown's job?
Or where are we getting this at, Caleb? Can we what is this? I heard that
if that were to happen, if Joe Brady were to be the next offensive coordinator at South Carolina, then we're undefeated. We're not losing a game.
No, I don't. I think he's gonna, but he's another name. He's a young guy. He's gonna bring a lot of influx of talent. Rumors, he says.
Rumors.
Caleb, a lot of players
mess with me.
A lot of players followed him on Twitter today. A lot of South Carolina players.
Don't mess with me. I saw the report that he still wants to stay in the NFL. I saw that he wants to stay in the NFL. If I were Shane Beamer, I'm throwing the damn whatever it takes to get him to come be the offensive coordinator.
Not joking, bro.
Then I would be beyond excited. You put Rattler with Joe Brady, then I'm excited. Bring
offensive line. This is where you're wrong, Brian. We have a good offensive line. We had a good offensive line with one of the worst offensive coordinators ever. It's our offensive coordinator. I mean, not offensive coordinator. I mean, offensive line
coach.
Offensive line coach. Sorry.
The schemes were so trash. I don't know, Dunsing. I don't know how close you watched I know you're an offensive lineman, so maybe you paid attention. But Terry pointed out to me, if you go back and watch the South Carolina Gamecocks, and maybe they'll still do this stupid shit in the bowl game, but their offensive linemen, the spread between them is non-existent. They stand foot to foot. They literally almost interlock feet when they stand there. Our tackles
cannot get out to pass block.
Get to the pass rushers on the edge, and it's just awful. I don't get it. And then at the beginning of the year, we tried to do the zone blocking scheme, which apparently was just too damn complicated. They couldn't figure it out. It was so frustrating. Yes, so like I said, and Terry mentioned it with the talent. The talent is not the issue on that offensive line. They just don't. They're not coached
they have no clue what they're doing.
know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah. And I will say, remember back when Texas Tech was the high slinging and they had Graham, the quarterback,
and their offensive tackles stood on the sidelines basically.
Dude, they stood like 6 feet of gap apart from each other. Now, I'm not saying we need to get that drastic, but literally this is how close the feet are in South Carolina offensive line. They're almost touching each other.
Stupid. Hooking arms, bro. Red Rover.
Well, Florida gave up on their coach. They didn't show up. Florida didn't play football anymore.
I mean, the next week they almost lost to Samford. So,
Caleb, I want to talk. Can we give? Where's this rumors coming from Joe Brady?
Yeah, send those over. We're gonna put those up on the screen.
Yeah.
The last I saw was Brady wants to stay in the NFL. But if that's an option, then you got me. I'm all
then
in.
you got me.
I'm all in.
I will probably never be all in until I see some production, continued production again for football. But like I said, it is cool to know that we're gonna have a signal caller who probably might be average, probably above average football player at South
Can't be
Carolina
worse than puke duty.
or what we've just been seeing in the past at quarterback. It's just been very
this
bad.
year especially was especially depressing when we knew it was bad when we had to ask a coach to come play the position. That's never a good sign. And when I say never, I don't think it's ever happened before.
No, he's not alumni.
So, I mean, why would he come to SC? Because it's Shane Train, baby.
Shane Train. We're gonna throw a bunch of money at him.
We're gonna throw a bunch of money at him, and we're gonna make him the offensive coordinator. He's got Spencer Rattler to play with. So I don't know, but it would be great.
I will say before we get out of here, he tweeted did you see his tweet about can't wait to Wednesday? And it was Rivera, the greatest closer of all time.
Yeah.
It was a picture of him coming out the bullpen. Word on the streets is we are in the hunt for some serious wide receiver talent.
Please.
We're looking for some serious guys in the portal. Nothing crazy yet, but don't be surprised if we end up getting some wide receiver help. If I'm a wide receiver, I would definitely want to come. You'd immediately start.
Well, yeah.
If you're any good.
Well, anything that gets to carry on Joyner off of my TV screen.
Please. How long is he going to be in our program? I love the guy. He's a great guy, but he is terrible.
He's not a good football player.
He's not. He's an athlete. He's not really an athlete. He's not like.
I mean,
when's the last time you've seen him break a tackle? Is he?
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen him in the open field, so I'm assuming he's fast.
Every
looks
time
like
he touches
he should
the
be
ball,
fast.
either he drops it, fumbles it, or loses his helmet. So I don't like any of those situations.
So, it is what it is with him. But get him off my screen.
Brooks says VASK Tech. I don't know what that is, but Virginia Tech. We are in the battle for a running back from Virginia Tech. This committed to Virginia Tech, Raymond Brown. I forgot his name. I think he's Raymond Brown or something. Big time running back. He's committing tomorrow. He tweeted out, don't worry, I'm not cocky. I'm Virginia Tech, or I'm a Hokie. So I think he's gonna sign with Virginia Tech. Look, I don't know.
I'm not much into deep reading, but
I think he's gonna sign with Carolina.
Got him. Lock him in.
He's a space holder. But it's been fun. We've been kind of rambling on now. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you're on Facebook. Committed to Maryland. Booyah. Okay, I don't know. Caleb, whatever. But I appreciate everybody stopping by. Definitely tell everybody about us. We're trying to blow up. We're trying to glow up, if I know what I'm saying. Look at Rem Breezy's head. Hitting that glow up.
Shining, boy.
Remy, bro, you gotta keep the headband on, bro.
What?
But we appreciate everybody stopping by and everything. We might do, if some big shit happens, might record tomorrow or something. We'll see. It's just it's really hectic right now. So plus I'm trying to get Rem Breezy moved to Arizona. Don't tell nobody. But
keep that our secret.
Yeah, keep that our
everyone secret. Listening.
But yeah, share. Tell everybody about us. We love the community. We love you guys. We love answering questions. We love hanging out with you guys, talking. Roxy's in the building. She's sleepwalking back there.
Look at her. She's running, bro.
But that'll be it.
She's running to spread the news.
For me and Rem Breezy and the Hard Pass crew, we appreciate all of you hopping in here, and we will holler at y'all later. Holler later.
Peace.